Are you feeling down because the markets are down? Are you crying because your portfolio? But what if I told you these are the best opportunities to buy more cryptocurrency? We're going to talk about which ones to buy. Of course, not financial advice, but which ones do we have our eye on? We're seeing retracements from almost every single cryptocurrency, but there is one sector that does not care what the market is doing. We'll talk about that and whether that should be part of your portfolio. We also have a little bit of shakeup in the Cardano Bitcoin OS world. What happened? What is going on? I watched the entirety of the Charles video this morning. I want to share my thoughts on what is happening, what are some positives and negatives, and what's going to happen moving forward. We also got Magic Internet Money joining us to break down the charts. What is a great entry, or where should Bitcoin catch some support? We'll get those levels from him and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto, home of the Everything's on Discount Time to Buy channel, where we take old, boring, and stale information and we repackage that whole turkey up in a fun and sexy Thanksgiving kind of way. Why are you laughing so much?
Joel Taylor said, that shirt just burnt my eyeball. I'm assuming he's talking about my shirt.
Definitely talking about your
Joel,
there's a lot of
you never stare into the sun, baby. I shine bright like the sun, man. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. Now, I wanted to wear some, Robin made a comment a couple weeks ago. He said,
I've made several comments a couple weeks ago.
He said, dude, do you just have a closet full of different blue variations of shirts? And I went home. I was like, he's kind of right. I kind of do.
And then you went with the brightest orange.
This look good, baby. It's orange, baby. That creamsicle, that Bitcoin's on discount shirt, you know?
You look like the left side of the desk is under construction.
Don't worry about looking at construction.
That's the CVS discount shirt.
Speaking of construction, I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to say it. Say Friday. We might come in Monday with a completely different look at the studio.
Yeah.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, no. It ain't even looking like it's going to happen. But
you know what is looking like it's going to happen? That damn almanac's happening. We saw the NFTs have been minted. We saw it. We saw it on the digital version yesterday. Man, you guys are gonna. If you already pre-ordered one, you guys are gonna be super excited when you get it. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's start with Bitcoin, Daddy. Well, do you remember when we shared on our show? I think it was yesterday or last week that Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble, put out a poll and said, should Rumble buy Bitcoin? Should we have a Bitcoin strategy? To which Michael Saylor responded, yes. And if you have questions, link up with me. Well, guess what, guys? It is official. Rumble announces their Bitcoin treasury strategy. Some insight and details here for you. They announced today that its board of directors has approved a corporate treasury diversification strategy of allocating a portion of the company's excess cash reserves to Bitcoin. Rumble's Bitcoin allocation strategy will include purchases at the discretion of the company of up to $20 million. Now, it ain't $5.5 billion, but that's still a lot of money, right? And again, we talk about this all the time. You're going to see more and more of companies, countries, nation states, pension funds. They're all going to fall in line eventually. So shout out to Rumble for making the decision fairly early. This is a quote from Chris, again, the Rumble CEO of Rumble. We believe that the world is still in the early stages of the adoption of Bitcoin, which has recently accelerated with the election of a crypto-friendly U.S. presidential admin and increased institutional adoption. Unlike any government-issued currency, Bitcoin is not subject to dilution through endless money printing, enabling it to be a valuable inflation hedge and an excellent addition to our treasury. We are also excited to strengthen our ties with crypto and to bolster our efforts to become the leading video and cloud services platform for the crypto community. I love what they're doing there, right? Because, you know, Rumble's in direct competition with YouTube, and nothing against Rumble, but YouTube dwarfs Rumble, right? Viewership, that's where all the viewers go, right? But we are seeing a little bit of a shift, and we're seeing Rumble start to grow a little bit. And it's interesting that they mentioned, right, strengthen our ties with crypto. What does that mean? Does that mean something integrated with crypto on the platform? Maybe. We know they're going after the crypto content creators, as they literally said here, to become the leading video and cloud services platform for the crypto community. So, Rob,
we are live on Rumble, by the way.
We are live on Rumble. Hi, Rumble. If you're watching us from Rumble, say hi. Can we see their comments?
We can, but Rocco can, yeah.
Oh, cool. Rocco.
You know what? Our views on Rumble actually been ticking up. We're over 200 views, 300 views per show.
All right, Rumble. Shout out to you, Rumble. Anyways, what are your thoughts on the rumbling of $20 million?
The rumbling
that
of
was
$20 million.
Anyways, you know what I'm just answer that.
You know, it's really refreshing to see that Saylor picks up the phone, has a conversation, Bitcoin treasury strategy, we're launched, green light, and all I can think about is Microsoft. December 5th with Microsoft. We know that Michael Saylor is going to have the floor, going to basically have a sales pitch for Bitcoin. The cheerleader of Bitcoin is going to be doing his favorite
talk.
Yeah. I was going to say dance or something stupid, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I'm excited. I think that this day is.
Bro, I'm getting huge. Roasted in the comments right now, bro. Yeah. I like it though. You
should, man.
Miguel, yes.
If I had a marshmallow right now, I think it would just.
Miguel, I was expecting to get mocked, but that's okay. I can handle it, man. I like this shirt.
Did you buy more than one shirt?
I did.
Yeah,
Are the other ones as loud as that one?
This is the loudest for sure.
Okay. I didn't know we were gonna up the bar tomorrow.
I did it for you watching. You know what? I knew people would be upset that the crypto is down. I wanted to distract your attention away from CoinMarketCap and onto my shirt. You know that meme that Gary Gensler shielding investors and then the knives are falling? No,
I don't.
Okay, because
all I can say is people in the chat, take it easy on my boy David here.
No, it's okay.
All he's had blue shirts for the eternity, and don't damage his.
I ordered some new jeans.
Don't damage
and a new jacket.
It's the first call after.
Yeah, because you know what? If you burn him too bad, then he might just go back to the blue.
Nah, go ahead, man.
We welcome the change.
I'm ready.
Welcome the change.
I'm ready to be burned. I'm hot, baby. Like a burn. Anyways, let's talk about another country. Robin, look at this. Your home country, not your home country, but where they speak your language.
What that means?
Brazil is a bill to create.
How is that my home country?
I corrected myself. I said, where they.
Are you from England because you speak English?
Of course.
Technically, okay. Brazil, a bill to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve has been introduced in Brazil's Chamber of Deputies. I can't read Portuguese. Maybe you can, Robin. What does that say here?
Let's go, Robin.
Come on. You speak Portuguese, bro? Go ahead.
So you pulled up the article with no context. You just looked at a Portuguese document.
It's a headline, bro.
Yeah.
The bill's introduced. They're trying to get some Bitcoin up in there.
You're from over there or somewhere over there.
Yeah. I figured you can help with translation. You speak Portuguese, right?
Congressional National Decree. You know what? Look, I'm not reading this. Stop. Go. Proceed. Bullish. There we go, baby. We'll say that Brazil's economy is not that of Argentina's and Chile. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a financial powerhouse. Obviously, maybe not as strong as perhaps some of the EU countries, and particularly the U.S., China. Obviously, there, but I think it is the leader in the South American economies. Is one of it's top 10, right? I think it was at number 8 on the GDP list for nations.
But I'm checking ninth largest.
And
the largest in South America.
Yeah. And it's no surprise that U.S. is going to be rolling out the Bitcoin strategy, have a treasury reserve or have a Federal Reserve custody Bitcoin. And we're seeing people front run, right? And we've talked about this ad nauseum, and it's that, hey, what the U.S. does is going to be copied. And you know that, hey, once the U.S. starts buying 200,000 Bitcoin per year on top of keeping what they already have, on top of it being in the middle of a bull market, that is going to have an immense amount of price impact, right? We're going to see the supply absolutely get crushed. Price is going to explode. And if you want to have a position the same as the U.S., you want to follow their economic strategy as far as a nation, you're going to the smart thing to do is front run the U.S., right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no
Pretty
brainer.
obvious.
So, I mean, that's what it is. Nations are like, the U.S. is about to buy a shit ton of Bitcoin. We should probably do this now.
It's a good idea. And, some countries doesn't nearly take the long process that it takes here in the U.S. to do something like this. They can just say, yeah, we're going to buy it. Okay, fine. They start buying it the next day. We got Magic joining us in a little bit. But first, I want to share this piece of breaking news. Robin's favorite crypto influencer, Justin Sun, is officially a crypto advisor to the Donald Trump family launched DeFi project, World Liberty Fi. They're excited to announce that Justin Sun will be an advisor now to World Liberty Financial. This is after he invested $30 million into the platform. I don't know if that was in terms of buying $30 million worth of the token. I don't know the details of that, but here you go. Wow. Do you have any thoughts on this?
How did this partnership come to be? Like,
I'm $30 million. That's how it came to be.
I guess it is that simple, huh?
I mean, 30
Because there's no possible way Justin Sun has any kind of like,
you know what he just did
with Trump.
So the whole wrapped Bitcoins drama where a lot of the exchanges started delisting the wrapped Bitcoin because they found out Justin Sun has like unequivocal control over it. And then 2 days ago or yesterday, he's like, oh yeah, I found these. And they just released them, right? Or he got rid of them or released them, right? Like out of his control. And so people are skeptical about Justin Sun. And I'm sorry, as they should be, right? He doesn't have the perfect track record. No one's perfect, but there's, if you dig deep enough, you'll find some interesting stuff there.
I mean, he is the founder of Tron. Tron is at number 11 on the market cap list. It is widely used in Asia. So, I mean, as much as we poke fun at it, I mean, it is a prominent company behind Tron. It is one of the largest financial powerhouse. Justin Sun is a massively wealthy individual that has a lot of money to throw out, and he has a lot of money behind Tron. And you know what? If you go outside the EU and outside of the United States, Tron has a lot of transactions. It has a lot of use case. So I know it's not a household name for the US, but I don't know. Interesting. What you got over there, bro?
Oh, nothing related to this topic.
Okay.
Just curious. Curious to get your thoughts on it. All right. Rob, the title of today's show is some buying opportunities here, right? And again, we'll bring Magic on here in a second to break down the charts. But if we're just looking at the 24-hour, right? Take a look at what is down the most, okay? Let's take a peek here. You have Sandbox down 18%. Is this something you're looking to buy the dip on? The answer is no. Stellar Lumens down 13% on the 24-hour. This one's interesting. I did a Stellar Lumens video this morning where I put in a trade. You'll have to watch the video to find out which way I put the trade in. I'm assuming you can guess which way. But is Stellar Lumens, or you know what, is any of these top losers on the 24-hour ones that you're kind of eyeballing to maybe add to or gain a new position in? You got Decentraland, you got Tezos, you got RUNE, Cardano's down 8.5%. A few meme coins like Pepe and Floki. Polygon is down. XRP is down.
I mean, my investment outlook on this bull market, where we're at now, and how much money is about to come into our favorite projects or the ones that I've been eyeballing, still a great entry point. And so I say this, if you were looking to buy some Stellar or Cardano, those are the two that I'm highlighting. Will it pull back further? I think you might see the 80-cent Cardano. Maybe it drops back down to 70 cents. I'm not exactly sure how big of a pullback it'll have. But at this point right now, it's still an amazing buying opportunity. We know where the price is going. I have little doubt that Cardano will get to that minimum previous all-time high, so that $3 to $4 range. But I think we're both in the same camp that it eclipses the previous all-time highs, and we're somewhere between $5 to $15 or some of that nature. And I know there's certain scenarios that could play out where you have a massive surge in the market cap of crypto in general, probably off the back of the U.S. buying Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, I mean, sub $1 is great, and so I'm all about it. I think Stellar also it was massively undervalued for what it was accomplishing, and as the go-to RWA for U.S. based institutions, it wasn't priced accordingly, and I think that its recent run-up was to catch up, and so I think it has a lot of more room to run still, and so at 43 cents, I'm still a buyer of Stellar Lumens, but could it pull back a little bit more? I wouldn't be surprised to see Stellar, just because of its run, back down to sub 40 cents, but I think that's smaller chance than I would. I wouldn't feel comfortable waiting it out, right? I'm a buyer here at 43 cents.
Me too. All right. It's Tuesday, so we got our friend Magic joining us to break down some charts. What the hell's going on with BTC? Where are we going to catch some support? Magic, welcome back, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you had a great weekend. How you been, brother?
Oh man, living the dream, enjoying all this wonderful price action. Maybe not as much this week, but still, who's upset about a $92,000 Bitcoin? So,
amen. I know. You know, there's always those memes that are like Bitcoin at 90K this week versus last week, and you have those weird like pictures of like one lady that looks a certain way, another guy looks a certain way. Anyways. Magic,
I think I saw something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to thank you. You know, I reached out to you about our almanac. I said, hey man, we're trying to push this thing. I think the text was, we're just trying to break even. Can you help us promote it? And you put out a really, really nice post. So I just wanted to personally thank you, brother. Really, really appreciate your support of this channel. You know, I consider you a friend, and we've been having you on the show for a while. And so, thank you for your support. We appreciate it. And I'm excited for you to get it, man. And you also have a chance to win that 1,000 ADA. I don't know if you're going to, if you're the winner of that 1,000 ADA, I'm curious, are you going to immediately sell it, or are you going to hold on to it?
I would probably just give it away.
Wow,
so how about that? If I win it, we'll do a giveaway. We'll do it on your channel. You guys we'll figure out some way to determine who it is. So if I do win it, I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to sell it. Only thing I'll look at is, am I going to have any tax liability in the situation? If not, all of it goes to whoever. So,
man of the people. All right, Magic, Bitcoin, we're down under 92K. People are wondering, how much further downside can we get from BTC? What are you seeing on the Bitcoin chart?
Yeah, we'll hop right in. So Bitcoin has done something that we've been talking about on your guys' show. So, you know, I don't do any public content outside of this in terms of like video. And we've been talking about running into this zone between about 98,000 and 100,000 for months, specifically after getting our quarterly close, saying that this would be the average expectation of the move, meaning that at a minimum, historically, this is where we're going to land. And so it hit it pretty smack dab on. It was also right in line with kind of our upside targets. If you guys recall, we were looking for this zone here, this box where I started taking profits in like this 93K range. So you're not always going to sell the exact top. Another thing that we've talked about as well is you have some converging levels. Okay. And I'm bringing this up because it will fall into place with our incoming TA as you kind of see it now. This was a deviations idea that I came up with, and I actually debuted on your guys' channel about getting levels for an entire year. I've also done it for entire halving cycles using the exact same method. And so with that, it gives us some pretty good ideas of where we'd be looking to. And so all these blue boxes are where we have convergence in those zones. I believe it's 7 and 4. And you can see that, you know, if we turned on the halving levels, those would be there as well. So these have been the major inflection points of the market. This being one as well. Now we shot right through this one here at like 84 and 83. And I would actually put quite a bit of weight on this region of the chart. And the main reason I put a lot of weight on this region of the chart is if this area is lost, you're really looking at a weekly sign of weakness. And the reason that's important is when we go to the weekly on the RSI, every major peak has come off of weekly divergence. And so when is the time to panic is when you start seeing something like that. And you can see we're in a very similar situation inside of the window of time in which I was allocating for that, which is between 37 and 44 bars. That would probably be, if this was the top, the maximum painful scenario for everyone, including myself. So I don't think that's the case yet. I don't think we have enough data, but I will say that if I was eyeballing an area that would scare everyone, we've talked about dropping 20 grand, and the chart's still okay technically, which is true. It's going to be between 84 and about 83. I would like to see this area of the chart held if possible. If it's lost, things do start to look a little different. You could do very simple things as well. If you're looking for that pullback, notice that these weekly candles, this is the 5 exponential. This is something we've been talking about for a couple weeks, is that rarely does price actually deviate too far from it. And you can see it's trading at about $86,000. So right in line with the idea that if it comes down to this area, this blue box of converging deviation levels from previous sessions, we would want to see it holding as support. So in this instance, I'm looking at the mid to low 80s as being extremely important in terms of what's going on in this rally, and that if it was lost, I'm not saying that the rally in the bull market's quite over yet, but I would be, I become very neutral. You guys remember when you asked me how I felt about 73K, and you said, what's the worst case scenario when we were hitting? And I said that this is the top, and we got a pretty prolonged. Well, I've had November 18th, and I've thought about going back and clipping every single episode of your guys' show. And when I've said week of November 18th, and there it is, week of November 18th. I said that will be at least an intermediate top, more than likely. And you can see we are getting that pullback. So to me, this is a very big area of inflection. And it doesn't mean that I'm calling for the top of Bitcoin, because that would be early in the cycle, of course. But it certainly isn't an area that I would overlook. That 100K area has a lot going on for it. Now, one thing I will also kind of dip into, and this is something I built with the members, and I've built it live with them. So I'm not going to go through and build it in that time manner, because it takes time. But if we were to compare cycles, right? Obviously, the 69K high was an exact 1-to-1, a mirror image in time of this distance, right? So we're just projecting it from our new low. That's all we're doing. And you get a 1-to-1 in time. So perfect timing. Everyone knows that. And we are in our current cycle. We're nowhere near the 1-to-1. It doesn't come until, Q3, Q4 of this year. So it would, though, let you know that you had a pullback at the 75 to 80% mark of the cycle. You would be looking at something very similar in this case, right? If we pull on the 69K cycle, you can see that this is our first 64K top when we reached it and started finding resistance. If I build out the resistance zone in the exact same manner, which I've done, it gives me a zone of convergence using fib levels that is almost mirror image in percentage of when I said, the top for me was here. Where are we at? There we go. Top for me was here. I had 61,247 to 73,244, which is a 19.59% window. This is the area that, and I've built it with you guys before I found a top. If we look at where we are now using the exact same methods, I had it charted at 101,660 to 124,077. Anything above that, and I do think that the rails come off, and you're really looking for like mid 150s, maybe, and maybe higher. But when we look at the actual cycle itself, current cycle, we're coming into this zone, and we did approach the exact same zone a little bit early before making a high. So I do think it'll stab into here, just because this top to me isn't an ender, meaning that I'm not calling for 120 or 150K. I'm just saying that at some point this top does look like it's going to be taken. The order flow to me didn't look anything indicative of, hey, this is going to be the high of the cycle. Whereas you've seen in the past, we had tons and tons of traders trapped, So up here, I would be curious to see if this gets taken at some point. The question is will we dip to 90, maybe even 80K first before taking it? But ultimately, even if we do, and we come back in this region of the chart, kind of like here in that time window we discussed, I'm still looking at this as resistance. So even on a second pass, it's going to take some time to work its way through. And it's a big area. It's 22%. We talked about the last one where it was 19.59. I joked that in my group, I said, how funny it is that I was collecting clout on this area when it was a 20% window. But in reality, trading's really not being about perfect. And I try to remind people of that. There's a really great quote by Jesse Livermore, and these are only my opinions. These aren't opinions that anyone should, if they have different ones, that's fine. because you shouldn't try to be right all the time. And if you're trying to catch the last eighth of a move, millions and millions of dollars are lost at the last eighth of a move to the upside, or the trying to catch the exact low with a long. So you really don't have to be perfect to make money. You can make money in between, is the thought. And that trying to maximize every little penny all the time and be exact can be a problem. So for me, I'm looking, we're at support now. We're getting pretty close to it, that 90K level. Would love to see 95 get reclaimed if I was going to be bullish on the short term for maybe a new challenge up into that upper range again. But 80K, 80 to 85K, big area. And if lost, I don't become overall bearish. But again, I go back to the well of, when we look at this divergences and cycles, and when we've topped, that's been kind of, the theme is getting that divergence. So if we do start seeing that again, it's just more of a cautionary tale, I guess. Realistically, being a weekly chart and how aggressive this could dip all the way back to the prior all-time high and be okay. In theory, it wouldn't be as clean as I would like. I probably wouldn't prefer that, to be quite upfront with you. It wouldn't be a scenario I'd be too interested in.
People forget that markets have ebbs and flows, right? People take profits. Now, we here, right, we sit there and we talk about, the top is not in. At least I'm speaking for myself. I don't think the top is anywhere close to being in. Now, if you look at a chart, charts can say different things, sure. But for me, I look at charts, but I also look at sentiment and kind of news as well. I don't think we're even anywhere near a top being in. But you have people that are not necessarily plugged into the cryptocurrency space like we are. We do this every single day. This is all we do. We built a business around it. And so we see what's happening, stuff that people forget or don't talk about or don't bring up, or it's not shared in the news. And so people are sitting there oh my God, why is it going down then? Guys, the ebbs and flows of the markets. People make money, they take profit, especially when you have Wall Street in your space, right? And I said this yesterday, a 30% gain in a portfolio might not be a lot to us, but to put to a hedge fund who put in $1 billion, that's a lot of damn money. That's $300 million. And they're going to realize profits. They don't care. They don't care about the ethos of Bitcoin. Oh my God, it's going to save the financial. They don't give a shit. They just want to make money. And they made $300 million and I'm going to take profits. Cool. Fine. Markets cool off and new buyers enter in.
I would also say, a lot of us got into this market to make money, and then we're like, hey, there's something beautiful about crypto, and there's, a rhyme and a reason. There's so many unbanked people, but let's be real. Come here. Let's be real. Come here. We're here to make some money, and the time is now. And don't let the greedy financial powerhouses, whales out here, take advantage of the markets and take all the gains. We are here to make as much money as possible. At least I am, and I hope to God you are as well. You can believe in the ethos of crypto. You can say, hey, you know what? I love the DeFi aspect, and NFT ownership is pretty badass. That's cool. Great. Cool. You can have that. You can be a cheerleader for that. You can be Sailor, but you can also be just like Sailor and be absolutely filthy rich with the right decisions, the right playbook, and getting into the right thing. So I did just want to hone in and remind you that we're in the early stages of a bull market. There's so much money to be made. Volatility, if you're a trader, it's welcomed. It's beautiful. And we know that the trend is up and to the right. So just simply DCAing into your favorite projects, sound projects, is going to return a handsome profit. There you go.
Wow, handsome.
I just needed to get that off my chest. There you go.
Yeah.
He's like, I had to get that out of my system. I agree, though. DCA, I would just, me, I'm always like, hey, have a strategy. So for me, I'm always looking for support. If it comes back there and I'm willing to add, then yeah, sure, why not?
Have a micro strategy.
That's yeah. Just have a strategy. Don't just be buying 99K because it's close to 100K. That's all I'm trying to really say is, you know what I mean?
I want a 0.5% profit. I'll take it.
Yeah. I've seen people do it. That's how liquidations happen. They start long on the top with leverage. It's crazy.
Yep. And we saw it. We saw 450, almost $500 million in liquidations to the downside on BTC. Magic, can we take a look at, I'm looking down here. Let's take a look at Avalanche. Avalanche, some big news yesterday. Avalanche 9000 went live, reducing the fees to build an L1 on the Avalanche ecosystem, by 99.9%. I think that's what the founder put out. Avalanche, I feel like it wanted to rally and then the market's turned. What are you seeing on the AVAX chart? And are you seeing maybe a little bit of consolidation before a big move up? Is anything telling you something like that?
Yeah, so AVAX has actually hit pretty major targets for me. If you recall, this is one that I told you guys on stream. I was like, I actually own some AVAX. I was looking specifically for this $22 region back test on the gold pocket and this monthly swing fail. Go to the monthly chart, you'll see what I'm talking about, where you got a nice swing fail here at support. So this was your first target here, right around the 382. Also, just like a monthly settle up here, and we can get rid of that level now. And then you had your 6-month pivot that was untapped, which is, again, just a statistical average of price. It's horizontal, so it's not dynamic, and we just track how often they hit. So it was more than likely going to come back to this region. And it should serve as some form of support, and you would want to see that because you can see your yearly open is there. So you are at resistance. Both the 2023 high, some quarterly, roundouts are here, and just your overall gold pocket. If you look, this is your gold pocket from high to low. Anytime that's on the chart, you should be aware of it, of course. So when we go out to the yearly chart, and that's important because when we look at this, this yearly open here and this yearly high here are going to be pretty important. So when you're looking at something on a yearly time frame, and we say, man, there's so much room for this to potentially run, and by all means. But we can tell where we have to be back above. We have to be above the 2023 high. We want to get back above there. And if we do, this thing's it could double in price pretty quickly, to be quite upfront with you. So losing the yearly open here, to me, looks like it would be a further correction. And I really wouldn't want that to happen if I was looking for this to continue in the medium to short term, I guess is the best way to put that. So if I'm watching this, I'm looking for this thing to close weeklies and monthlies above $38 and $39 to re-challenge back into that 2023 high, that area we just looked at on the high time frames. If I'm looking for those, parabolic gains, not that these haven't been good already, 22 to what was it like? What did we hit here? $22 up to 47, well over 100% gain, which is great. Who wouldn't love to see it, closer to 90? Because then you're at a 4x. But I obviously took profits here. I've taken profits here at that gold pocket. I'm not completely out of the position, but it is only a spot position for me. So, I don't really play with a lot of leverage on altcoins. But yeah, you're just at resistance. You just want to see this thing hovering on meaningful time scales. And I really want to emphasize meaningful. Like, don't just be like, oh, we lost it on the hourly, so this chart's fucked. You want to be on like a monthly and a weekly time frame. Sorry for the language, but it's true.
Fine,
people do it all the time. Like, oh, we lost it on the 5 minute. I'm like, nobody cares. So like zoom out a little bit. Understand that if let's say we close the year above $50, nice round number, above this 2023 high. We go out here and let me get rid of this box because I'm sure it's blocking the view at some point here. You close above this high here on the yearly. That looks pretty good. It looks really good as long as you don't, fall back down to that like open area and lose it. So in reality, that's what you want to see is you want to see this thing get back above $50. You want to see it holding above 38 consistently on, weekly, monthly, quarterly timeframes. And that's how moves start. That's where these candles turn into other things. And I say that because these are 12 months worth of price action. If we zoom out a little bit to the 3 month, which is still fairly high time frame, you got to think this was all one candle. There's your 21 and there's the end of it right here. So that's how they start. They start with good closures, which builds. And it really helps to confirm to you as a trader or an investor that, hey, the trend is still good. That's not a sign of weakness. That's a good thing. And this candle is going to do a lot of crazy stuff in between. As long as I have the levels that matter most in the forefront of my investing analysis and bias, it'll steer me in the right direction. So that's all I'll say on AVAX. The ultimate death to this one would be a monthly closure below 27. If that happened, I would say this is probably going to revisit this like $11 area, or maybe take $17 out first. I think that would probably be the first level I'd look at, but we're nowhere near that. So if anyone wanted to know like when I would say, oh man, this one's really screwed, it would be way down here, and we're not near that. So
yeah, I'm so bullish on AVAX, and people that anyone that watches our show with any sort of regularity, been talking about this for quite a while. Magic, if you don't mind, I don't know if you got time, but can we just really quick look at the XLM chart? We've done a few XLM videos. We were kind of talking about XLM. I was looking at the chart at 9 cents, and it looked like it was going to pop, and it did. Went up to around 65 to 68 cents, has seen a retracement. There's a lot of people that were kind of taken aback by the move. They started to realize, oh, wow, this is an RWA play. This is a payments play. This might be the chain chosen for X payments. So now they're like, okay, well, I want exposure, but I don't want to buy the big run up. The retracement we're seeing now, do you foresee more downside coming, or is this a pretty good level to maybe look at entering into some long positions or getting exposure to Stellar?
Let me take a look. I'm going to actually
real quick, while you pull up that chart, I'm just going to give a little love to the chat. If you are new here, say something, and we'll give you some love. Do me a favor. If you're enjoying today's show, put an OLA in the chat, OLA. We got 340 viewers, and so I'd like to see a couple hundred OLAs. We like to spam our own chat here, and I'll be the first one to type it. There you go. Also, and big shout out to the new faces. Arvind, Joel Taylor, Johnny Taco, Decrypto, Vision, Crypto Kool-Aid, Prybar, James, Pump Master, Flash, Daniel K, In the Moment, Harry, ICP Dragon, Kylie Dance, Blessing Waves, JJJ, Ross G, I Am, Vinny, Del Greco, Cannabolics, also R Gilbert, 1K Mastermind. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
All right, now that I got that,
all right.
Magic?
Right, onto the chart. Hey man, I leave the hype to him. He's good at it. So
yeah, so good.
You guys balance each other out well.
Yeah.
You know, like an old married couple that
if
argues.
You only
and
knew
one's
Magic. If you're
different.
only in this damn room 5 days a week, sometimes 6-7 days a week. You anyways, let's look at the chart.
That's dedication. Yeah, so I actually have not looked at this chart in a long time. To be quite upfront with you, it's impossible for me to see everything, and if someone doesn't actually request it, I generally just won't see it. So obviously we have the gold pocket that was plotted. We've run into that. But if we zoomed in a little bit here, what you'll start to see is that you do have some local resistance here. And then you also have a nice monthly swing fail here, meaning that on a monthly closing basis on the highs in 2021 in February, which was the prior cycle high to be upfront. So it didn't even make a secondary high, kind of like XRP. You have not closed a monthly candle above this, or really above, what is this? 53.75 cents. So above 53 cents is a pretty good sign for this chart. Now, where it gets hairy is below, it looks like this 2017 high. This chart's been marked out for a while. So when we're looking at this, notice how this has been very range bound, similar to XRP, actually, and similar to Bitcoin when it traded from 20K to 3K back to 14. You have no yearly or material closures above this level. And I don't even know that we did. Did we have on the monthly? I mean, we had a couple, so I guess we can't really say that's the exact same way. We can't use the monthly for that. Maybe the quarterly. But going back to the yearly here, you want to see this area be support. So just to box it off here, you really want to see this being the support for us. And let's go ahead and extend that to the right. We'll make it a different color, nice and bright for you guys. This is where we want to be hanging out. Yeah, hey, the shirt's supposed to be orange. I don't know what color it shows up on your screen, but almost looks like,
talking about my shirt, man.
Your flashing indicator.
oh,
here.
he's talking about yours. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, they're all
his
his
shirt's
on my
off
shirt today. It's okay.
Good.
I can handle it.
Hey, I got like an 8% on my last colorblind test, so I don't judge, man. It's great.
Wait,
to
is
me.
that good or bad?
Don't worry.
That's really bad. That's
Okay,
really
sure.
bad. The only one I got right was a trick one that they put in there that everyone can see. So
Stupid.
they told me afterwards. I was like, great, good to know.
Oh, man.
So between 35 and 37 cents, that's where you want to be at. If we start closing below that, am I just going to like resign this to like being probably bearish? No, I think that 26 cents is going to offer up that secondary opportunity in the chart where you could form that, higher low and continue. And I guess I should get out of the yearly chart for this, but 26 cents would be important only because you can see that the yearly closures are getting less and less. If you've noticed the lower highs, so to speak, that it's just something to kind of take note of is that when we look at this, they are trending down. So if for some reason this came down and lost 26 cents, it really doesn't look great. It kind of doesn't bode well. And the MO of this is to put in this big wick, have this next candle give up that open after a small rally and go back to support, which is near, 7 to 5 cents probably. But it's too early to tell. So above 35 cents, that's a good sign. The very first sign of strength for this one is probably going to be holding on to 35 cents on a yearly closure. and 37 specifically would be what I'd want to see. So it'd be just the high from 2017 for those that are wondering. So if you go whatever chart you're on, the high of 2017 for this asset, I'm on Coinbase USD in this case, 37.36 cents. And the reason I chose Coinbase is I remembered I'd charted this one on here years ago, and it has the most information. That's why I like it. It's not necessarily the volume part of it at this point, because when you're talking high time frame, a lot of times just having enough information is going to be more important. So in this case, 17 high, 35 to 37 cents. That's where you want to be holding above. Worst case scenario, 26. And we can kind of talk about it. That's not a great look, but it's still technically not a terrible death sentence to be down in this region. You just don't want to be closing below 26 by the end of the year. That would not look good to me. So hopefully that helps.
Awesome, man. Thank you, Magic. Guys, we have pinned the link to Magic's Discord to the top of the comment section. Highly recommend you go join. As Magic mentioned, he doesn't do any live shows or videos outside of this one. And so if you want more Magic content, I'm assuming, Magic, and correct me if I'm wrong, you're going to only find it in the Discord, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Awesome.
Unless you're really, really convincing in Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter.
You can get me on Twitter pretty good if you interact. I'll interact with people there. So
yeah, you're great at that. Magic, thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you guys. Thank you,
care, brother.
Thank you, bro.
I got breaking news, man.
What's that?
El Salvador President Nayib Bukele has banned Jim Cramer from entering the country after he said buy Bitcoin at 100,000, which brought us down to $90,000. Robin, was this a good move?
Get this clown show thing out of here, man.
What? What are your thoughts? It's important.
Fake news. Let's go.
Well, obviously it's fake news. God, you're like the freaking guy at the party that brings his own alcohol and never shares with anyone. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on in Cardano land. So we've had this Bitcoin OS narrative for the last few weeks, right? We've done videos on this covering it, how bullish it would be. And then a little bombshell drop, right? In which Bitcoin OS and their team probably thought it was no big deal. But the Cardano community was like, hold up, wait a minute. Something ain't right. And so they announced they're launching their own token. To which Charles responded, okay, well, I didn't know that. Kind of took me aback. He did a video on this morning that I watched in its entirety. It was titled Bitcoin. And, well, the Cardano community is very skeptical about the BOS token because the idea was that you should be able to use Bitcoin for transaction fees, or with the Bitcoin OS and Cardano use ADA. Now with the introduction of their own token, a lot of people are saying, well, this is not what it was supposed to be. This is just a cash grab. You have this from the Bitcoin OS founder, Idan. He kind of had to make a video kind of dispelling some of the stuff that's going around. And let's take a listen what this is.
Instead of competing with Bitcoin, Cardano, or any other chain or token, the goal of Bitcoin OS is to enhance all of them by integrating them into a single, unified, robust free market, the world's largest free market system. Instead of competing with Bitcoin.
And if that's the case, then what do you need your own token for?
That's what a lot of people are saying.
I mean, if it was strictly governance, okay. In the same way they're like, hey, you don't need to spend Uniswap token to power swaps in Uniswap, right? You can just obviously interact and use the functionality 100% free of the Uniswap token using Uniswap. So, I mean, if they did it, if they had that business model, okay. But I don't know. I mean, it's at this point we've been burned time and time again by greedy companies and greedy individuals. So is that what we're seeing here? I don't have enough backstory to tell you to give you any more perspective. I'm just saying that, hey, we've lost our trust plenty of times with companies coming out and rolling out their own token, and not to say that's a bad move. I mean, I know Jupiter came out with the airdrop, and that's been pretty successful. I know that's held up well. The Uniswap token, another one. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it unfolds. I watched like the first 20 minutes of the Charles interview, and I'll say that the man is coming around to Bitcoin. He's coming around to the idea of having interoperability or smart contracts through Bitcoin. And my big takeaway there was that, hey, we believe that Bitcoin, or we're made to believe that Bitcoin does not upgrade. It's exactly what it is. It's just store value, and that's it. You can transfer back and forth. But with the Taproot upgrade, it's opened the doors. Well, we've seen the NFTs launching, the ordinals through the Taproot. We've also seen smart contracts, or at least the idea being built on top of Bitcoin natively on a layer that runs congruent with Bitcoin. That's now a possibility, and Charles expanded on that, and he gave a whole breakdown on how his company would implement smart contracts and turn DeFi on for Bitcoin. And so for that,
Sounded like to me what he was saying is we're not doing the OS thing, we're doing our own thing. That's what I got from it.
I think on the video he did the day before, so the one that we covered.
Which video are you talking about? Are you talking about the one today?
Yeah. So he had a video he released 2 days ago, and for that it was yesterday. It was the stable coin by Wyoming, and that how Cardano and XRP got left out on that deal.
Yeah.
And the person spearheading the charge was someone that worked for Ethereum. So go figure, they left out XRP, non-Ethereum chain, also left out Cardano. But it's very interesting, man. I don't know. I think that we're starting to see a lot come out of Cardano. We're talking about Charles Hoskinson, who's been very, very narrow on competitors, right? He's down talked other competitors historically, and he's came out with heartfelt apologies. Seems like he's just trying to work with everyone, and I just like the fact that he's trying to work with Bitcoin. I think he sees an opportunity. There's an immense amount of value locked up and being used and stored on Bitcoin, and why not give some expanded functionality, and why not have Cardano do it if they can do it natively through some bridge? So there you go.
Can take some time though. We'll see how long, because we know everything's peer reviewed on Cardano, so we'll see how long that takes. Big shout out to Magic, dropping a $20 super chat. Said, forgot to say happy Thanksgiving to you three at Sin City Crypto and everyone else that watches this back. Enjoy some time with friends, family, and loved ones. Crypto will be here afterward. Magic, we appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, and he also picked up that magazine, so thank you for that. And if you have not picked up your Crypto Almanac, I encourage you to go out in the description, scroll down, click on the link. If you're not familiar with the Crypto Almanac, basically we just took all the research for 2025, all the guides and grading, and you're trying to figure out what to buy, and hey, is this a good project? Let me know a little bit more about it. Let me tell me about the sectors, right? What are good DeFi plays? What are good RWA plays? We got all of that in one book, physical copy that also.
What do you think about Decentraland?
Yeah, so you get your physical copy. Also comes with the NFT, which is minted on Cardano blockchain. So it's if you haven't checked it out, and then also it helps support the brand and the channel. We do take that profit and roll it into our debt that we've accumulated on this big LED wall purchase that we will see hopefully soon. So
yeah,
we need your help.
Also, we haven't broken even on the amount we spent on the book, so that's always exciting. I mentioned in the beginning of the live show today, there's a sector that not really following the overall market trend, and that is AI agents. And I want to share this article here. Salesforce CEO says LLM's upper limits have been reached. The future of AI is agents. Now, Salesforce is, I believe, the largest CRM company in the world, cloud computing software. So the future of artificial intelligence lies in autonomous agents rather than large language models in the form of AI chatbots. Now, when you think of AI agents, what is one protocol or one chain you think of, right? The one that comes to my mind is Virtual Protocol. Now, this thing is up 23% on the day, up 27% on the week, and up 50% on the month. This is something that Forrest has talked about for quite a while, something I've gotten exposure to a while ago, around call it at 32, 33 cents. But more importantly is within the Virtuals protocol ecosystem, what are some things to get exposure to? And so I posted this yesterday. The Virtuals token and the entire ecosystem has been on fire. And you take a look, when I took the snapshot yesterday, it was at 68 cents. You had some of the top AI projects within the Virtuals app. One of them is AIXBT. The other one is Sequoia. Now, this is not me endorsing these coins or saying you should go buy them, but just two of the bigger ones that I'm giving you an example on. But the entire ecosystem is running. And where is this on? This is on Base. And so can we potentially see a listing? I definitely think we're going to see Virtuals token listed on Base, on Coinbase. Are we going to see some of the ecosystem tokens getting listed? And if you want to see what are some of the hottest AI bots that are on Virtuals protocol, you just go to app.virtuals.io and you can take a look at some of the top ones in here. They all do different things. You can click on them and take a look. It's got a description of exactly what it is that they do. Now, if you're new to crypto, this can get a little complicated as far as what you need to do to buy these. You need to get Ethereum into a Coinbase wallet, bridge it over to Base, and then you can connect your wallet to the Virtuals app and buy the virtual token to be able to buy this coin, these coins. And so obviously these carry higher risk, but AI, and we covered this in the Almanac as well, AI is going to be a big narrative, not just for this cycle, but moving forward. And so if you don't have any AI plays, whether it's AI bots, whether it's LLM plays, whether it's just an AI chain like ICP, like RWeave, like Near Protocol, like Virtuals, you should have some in there. Any thoughts on this here?
AI is the future. I don't know if AI agents are. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still on the sidelines looking at this.
Okay.
Didn't we launch one? Something? Didn't we test one out?
It was for fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, great insight there, Rob. Suey.
No, I haven't.
I know.
I bought some of our own AI one. And so that's about the only experience I've had with it.
Here's one thing I like about you. I'm gonna give you a compliment. When you don't have anything to say, you don't bullshit your way into it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't feel confident giving your opinion on something, you don't just BS some word salad.
Yeah.
That
No,
people do.
there's a lot for promise in AI. I just, for this particular sector, I don't have.
It's still
enough
fairly
experience.
new.
Yeah.
It's new, but for me, right? This is me, right? I am a risk taker. I don't mind taking risks. Here's the way I look at it. Right now, at my current age, at my current health, my current financial situation, it is the perfect time for me to take risks. The time to take risks isn't necessarily when you're 55 and getting ready to retire. You should have been taking those risks earlier. Now, if you're at the age of 55, some shit hit the fan, you're in a bad spot financially, and you're like, look, if I don't take risks now, it's now or never. Okay, everyone's situation is different. But for me, I'm taking risk. And so if I got to get in a little early on something that is not completely built out, the horizon isn't clear enough to where we see the clear direction of where it's going, I'd rather disperse my money and say, you know what? This has a chance, this has a chance, this has a chance. So I'm going to put some money here, here, and here. And AI agents is one that I have put a significant amount of money in. And to date, I've made a lot of money specifically on AIXBT. We've made some money for the company, made some money for myself as well. I put it in Discord a few days ago. Guys, this ecosystem is something you guys should keep your eye on. Now, it's your money. I'm not giving you any advice on what to do with your money, but at least take the time to look into it, do some research, find ones that you believe are going to make you a lot of money in this coming cycle. Is it in science? Is it in DeFi? Who knows? But
I just want to double down on what you're saying. And, I am a risk taker as well.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. No, but I'll just say this. If you just go through life without taking any kind of shot or risk or having some kind of dream that you are overzealous about and, just stupidly just go head first into, I mean, you're going to regret life, right? So don't live your life where you're just going to work every day just to create a paycheck. And then anytime some opportunity comes up, you just fill yourself full of excuses and be like, well, I don't have $20,000 or I don't have $2,000 or, you know, that's going to take a lot of my time. And I really want to, you know, spend my time with my dog when I get home. Like if you don't take some damn risk in life, everything's going to pass you by. You're going to be 60 years old. You're going to be looking back and you're going to live a miserable existence. So take some damn risk. If you fail, oh well, stand up, get back up, and then have at it again. Try again. You know what? Money will come and go. And if you lose some doing something stupid, oh well, it'll come back around. You'll learn. You'll become smarter and wiser from mistakes. So I just encourage you. I mean, take calculated risks. Of course, don't be stupid about it. Don't mortgage the future for very short.
Yeah, all in.
Yeah, but at the same time, like live a little bit, man. Like live a little bit. You know, if there's something you really want, go out and buy it. If there's something that you're really excited about, go out and try it. If there's something that you see that someone else is doing that's really cool and you're kind of envious, like look into it. Or copy them. Yeah. There you go.
I want to highlight a comment from Kylie Dan. Said, I'll pass on AI. I'll just buy more ADA, XLM, and XRP. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, 100%.
There is nothing wrong with that.
That's plenty of risk there, you know, like those.
I mean, that's not me.
Yeah, those three.
again-
Those three. I mean, if you look at traditional money, look at traditional investment, you look at, you know, what people are doing, XLM, XRP, and ADA is a massive amount of risk for someone that invests in the S&P 500, right? And someone that holds gold.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm happy you threw that caveat.
And so, I mean, for us, we look at these as our normal brands that we're familiar with. So it's not risky to us because we understand where it's going to go, where its value, what it provides, its utility. And so, I mean, for that, I mean, we feel like it's a safe pick. So, I mean, it's cool, man.
You know what else is safe? It's safe when you're learning. That's such a bad thing. You know, to our sponsor, Legacy, I'm sorry. That was a terrible... No, Rocco, he's not the tornado guy. Do not end the show.
Tornado, I'm going.
Do not end the show. He does not have the power of the finger. That lies with me and me only. I want to give a big thank you to today's sponsor of the show, Legacy Network. Their Legacy Academy has been live. They've crossed 500,000 downloads. But what's more exciting is they've officially released the tokenomics of the LGCT token. And we are proud to announce that we announced this also, but we're going to re-announce the first 10 orders of the Crypto Almanac will receive an airdrop of free LGCT tokens. So big thank you to Legacy. And I do want to just share this chart of their tokenomics. Now, what I love about this team, and let me just tell you, and this is not part of something that they've asked me to do or say, but let me tell you from personal experience. When we partner with these guys, we have been nonstop back and forth communicating with each other. Hey, what do you think your community would appreciate? What do you think the crypto community? And when they talked about their token, I said, listen, when you launch your token, the one thing people are skeptical of is how much do insiders hold and what do the unlocks look like? I said, if you got a token launch that is more than 50% of fundraising, insiders, yada, 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 that don't have any sort of long-term unlock or lock, people are going to look at that and they're going to think it's a money grab. And like, you know what? We appreciate the feedback and looking at their tokenomics. I mean, this is great, right? You have around 8% go into moneymaker liquidity and sex exchanges. You have almost 50% going to the ecosystem. They also have a marketing budget and a treasury as well, which will be vested for 60 months. And so we're excited. I saw someone in there said they got their first LGCT token with the app. You can continue to earn those within the app, but you can only do it if you have the app downloaded. So also, if you want to stay more informed on their token when that's coming out, there's a link to join their Telegram. I'm in there. Go join it. The link is in the description of the video. So big thank you to Legacy. They're one of our longest tenure sponsors. Love those guys. Amazing. We're going to have their founder on the show soon. It's going to be exciting. With that being said, Rocco, now is the time. Tornado us out. We appreciate all of you for tuning in. We got 2 videos coming out for you today. One is on Cardano and XRP. Are we witnessing the largest collaboration ever in our space unfolding in front of our eyes? You're going to have to watch the video to find out. Also, a video on XLM. Is now the time to buy? Don't miss those videos. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Name the coin, it's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy grab dip, sale winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors they gonna teach us. Mean coins, they polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya. City.